started it. When did I start? I can't remember the year. I know that I was 23. So whatever that is now, I'm 42 now, so someone can do the maths.
I turned up in March of, oh God, this actually sounds so old. I turned up in March of 1993 to do some, wait for it, data entry on the computer.
Yeah, I came in, it must have been early to mid 94.
Yeah.
So I'd been working at A to Z for Paddy for about 4 years. So I'd resigned from A to Z, and then you called me up, and I don't know how you knew that I was leaving. We hadn't met at all.
Are we doing masks? Are we doing masks? Why haven't you got your masks on? What's wrong with you?
I was working at South Performance at the time when they set up Sound Generation, their mastering studio. And I took some time off work to do the Intercity Crawl with Lisa Paul on. And it was during that, I think it was, I think you offered me the job in Manchester.
Yes.
Oh yeah, over sort of vodka and tequila jellies on Canal Street, Karen.
I came to be at Key because I went to Polytechnic, not university, Poly, Central London, with Lisa, as she was then, Williams, or as we used to call her, Stinky Williams, because she once managed to get herself covered in dog shit in the middle of the night in Finsbury Park when we were partying through the night in the 90s. And I was already doing comedy by that point, and I think you just needed a fill-in receptionist. So I did fill-in reception kind of at the turn of the century.
What I remember is my brother was at an award ceremony on the other side in a hotel on the same street in London. So we'd been to the Music Week, which was excellent, and you know, like I said, we had to wear a gown and we got smashed up and it was great. And then I lost everyone, and then I knew I had to go to work the next day, and and I remember turning up at Key, and it was probably about 3 in the afternoon, possibly a bit later, still in my gown.
It was the Kentish Town Pizza Express quiz party. Yeah, that was good. Well, we gave away a prize of iPods.
Yes.
Yeah.
So fancy, so ahead of our
fancy, but also slightly like we physically manufacture stuff, like this stuff. But we're giving away a digital music thing, yeah, but never mind.
I think my prettiest thing I ever made that I sort of enjoyed the most was the Erasure Snow Globe box set.
Oh, yeah.
Just purely because, one, I love Erasure. It was Christmas themed. I'd never made a bauble before. I'd never made any sweets before. There was a calendar. I just thought it was a really lovely fan item.
I do remember working on Born Slippy because that was such a major deal. I mean, it wasn't a particularly beautiful product, to be honest, but I think the thing was that it was going to be their biggest hit for that label, and so they were really nervous about manufacturing too much stock, quite rightly. But it was just the sales were going berserk, so they were placing orders like every hour and a half. It was like the phony pressing plant saying, another 500. Another 500. No, not that 500. Yeah, another 500, and just trying to keep it in stock.
I have to say that particular track is one of the ones that I always sort of like see as the benchmark for the company. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, it was that kind of made us
100%
through to the company.
Everything changed after that. I mean, yeah, he did really, really well. We all pulled together, made a lot of money, made a lot of stock. And also that particular track, if you look at that particular year, that was a real that was a change in sort of dynamics of the music industry and music at that time, and a real evolution point. And that, but like in the music scene generally, but the Key production specifically, that one single changed everything.
The great thing about Key is the fact that there's all this. It was such an atmosphere, and I'm sure it's the same now, kind of humour and teamwork and getting the job done.
So I was doing filling reception. Somebody was on holiday, and there was a sandwich shop that was about a 5-minute walk away. And every time we'd go to the shop, we'd get grief off the builders. And this was the turn of the century. I was like, not having this anymore. And I did this while I was at uni a few years earlier, actually. I basically found out, I got the name of the building company. I rang them up. I got the foreman's name. I got the address. And I composed this letter. And I was like the true terrible secretary I am. There isn't even a date on this, right? And his name was Mr. Colburn. And I wrote, our office is situated just off Bretnott Road and is approximately 500 yards from your construction site on the corner of Camden Road and York Way. Unfortunately, our staff of 13 women have to walk past this site in order to get to the sandwich shop. This would not ordinarily be a problem in the year 1999, but it would seem that some sort of time warp is in operation around the site, which results in a 1970s style of petty sexual harassment and abuse from some vague forms of human life situated on said site. Bizarre, I know.